Attention, the extra SNAP benefits, otherwise known as food stamps, are ending for millions of low-income beneficiaries all across the country. I have all the details and exactly what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now this is a very important topic, so I really hope that you can stick with me for the next couple minutes as I'm discussing all the details that you need to know as a SNAP beneficiary as the extra allotment will be ending. So let's get into it and talk about all the details, as this was recently brought to my attention by many of you here in the community reaching out asking, is this really true? As I am very nervous, can you please do some research on this? So I did take some time to do some research and do a lot of cross-referencing to find the best information and exactly what I want to share with you here in this video. Let's get into it because this is real and I want to give you all the details that you need to know. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, as I am your one and only daily advocate and I truly want to help you out in any way that I can, which is why I'm doing all this research every single day, breaking it down into these short videos to help you out in any way that I can, and of course keep you informed as these things are changing very rapidly. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and also share this video with your friends, family, and social media, especially if you know somebody who is low income, fixed income, and if they are receiving SNAP benefits, so they can also be aware of this information, as this is not necessarily the best information that we were looking for, but this is what's really going on, and we need to make sure that everybody is understanding of all this information, as this is the reality of what's actually happening here. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below. Let's get into it and talk about all the details and what you need to know about these changes. All right, so let's talk through this a little bit at a time here. So a couple weeks ago in late December, President Biden and Congress, they passed a $1.7 trillion package. So basically what this is, it was the federal budget, okay? So this was supposed to be done way back in the end of September as the new fiscal year for the federal government started October 1st. Well, guess what? They didn't do it, and they pushed it all the way out until the end of December. It turned out to be a $1.7 trillion package, the federal government spending package, in other words, that'll keep the government funded all the way through the end of September of this year, 2023. The president signed it into law, and it's a done deal, okay? However, here's the problem with this bill. It does not contain the extra allotment, the EA, the emergency allotment for SNAP beneficiaries. Now, what does this actually mean? So over the last, maybe, couple years now, we've been getting this extra allotment. In fact, every single month, you've been seeing me come back with these updated videos, giving you the list of all the states that are on the extra allotment list, right? The emergency allotment list, these states that are going to be sending it out to the millions of beneficiaries. So this past month, in fact, it was 25 states that were sending out the extra allotment, right? So you know that this is what it is. If you're already receiving the maximum household size limit, you could be getting an extra $95. If you were not at the maximum, you could be bumped up to the maximum amount for your household size, right? If you were located within one of the 25 states for this month alone. Now remember, over the last several months here, it's been oscillating anywhere between about 19 and 25, 26 states or so. Like I said, this month it was 25 states. However, here's the problem. This funding was not included in the $1.7 trillion federal budget spending that was actually approved, a couple weeks ago and signed into law by the president. So what this simply means is that it's all ending as of the end of February. Now, here's what I want to break down for you really fast here. It does not mean that it's all over this month. You'll get one more month worth of these benefits for February. However, when March rolls around, that's it, unfortunately, okay? Please don't be upset with me. I'm the messenger. I have nothing to do with this. All I'm doing is I'm bringing you the information that I'm finding. Now, again, this is my understanding of this. I've done a bunch of research. I've done a bunch of cross-referencing on all this information, and this is my understanding of this. Let's hope that I'm wrong, but unfortunately, I don't think that's the case, okay? I'm just bringing you the information as I'm finding it. But, so for those of you that are located in these states that have the extra allotment going out, here's what it comes down to. It sounds like if your state is on the list for February, again, as of right now, we do not know which states are going to be on the list. Remember, every single month, the list updates, right? So we get the new updated list of states that will be sending out the extra allotment for their, beneficiaries as of that month. For February, we don't have that list quite yet. We should be getting it here probably within the next, I don't know, week and a half, 2 weeks, probably the next 2 weeks or so, we'll be getting that updated list here. Once we get that list, of course, I'll bring it to you right away and let you know. But as of right now, we don't know which states are going to be included. However, basically what it comes down to is SNAP benefits, right? It's a federal program. It's a federally funded program by the USDA, right? But it's administered on the state-by-state level. So we don't know. Basically what's happening is the federal government is funding for one more month, for February. We don't know if the states are going to be, sending out that extra allotment to their beneficiaries. But this is what it comes down to. So if your state is going to be on the list for February, you'll be in for one more month. But when it comes down to March, no states will be included, okay? And again, this is my understanding of it. Once March rolls around, so when we come out to March, that's it. It's over for everybody, no matter what. Whether you're located in one of the states that previously had the extra allotment or not, it's over for everybody when March rolls around, okay? So February, we'll get one more of the extra allotment or the emergency allotment payments, but that's it. It's over after that, okay? So now this is a major, major problem. In fact, as I was doing more research on this, I was coming across all kinds of information on this. And let me share you some more statistics on this really quickly here, because this is actually some pretty surprising numbers. They found that last year alone, 10.3 million seniors alone, just seniors, we're not talking about people that do not fall into the senior category, 10.3 million seniors alone were struggling with food insecurity just last year, okay? Now, this does not include anybody that is not under the age of 65, okay? So what is it for people that are under the age 65? Probably another 10 million, right? We could easily be over 20 million people alone last year that are struggling from food insecurity, which simply means you don't have enough food or nutritious food on a regular basis. Basically, how they define food insecurity. Basically, what it comes down to, not having enough food. I mean, it's plain and simple, right? It's cut and clear. Clear and cut, whatever the words are, right? That's what it comes down to. So that's what they're finding last year. And here we are rolling around right here early in 2023, and they're already talking about cutting these benefits. I mean, you've got to be kidding me right now. You know what I mean? So here we are on one hand talking about the extra allotment and the extra benefits being cut for about, call it 20 million people. And on the next report, we're talking about, say, 20 million people or 10.3 million seniors alone who are struggling from food insecurity. Is it just me, or does this not make any sense at all? I mean, I'm not the smartest person in the world, and I never act to be that way, but I'm a pretty logical person, and to me, this does not seem to make any sense in my head. Now, maybe it makes sense to somebody else, but it certainly doesn't make any sense to me. We're talking about millions upon millions of people struggling with food insecurity, and then on the other hand, we're saying, well, we're going to actually take that money away from you, so now you won't have, nearly anywhere as much money as you once had to buy the necessary foods you need. Again, doesn't make any sense to me, but what do I know, right? I'm just some guy, right? I don't know, it just seems super weird to me. Anyway, here's what it comes down to. And again, like I said, as I was doing this research, all the cross-referencing here, I came across a lot of different statistics. So here's what it looks like. The average beneficiary might be dropped down to about $171 a month, okay? Now again, this is the average according to the statistics. But remember, there is a minimum benefit in place. Guess how much it is? A whopping $23. So unfortunately, there are also some reports coming out showing that this might actually drop a huge number of people down to the minimum benefit, which would be $23. Well, let me ask you, what can you get at the grocery store these days for $23? Well, I mean, if you're lucky, maybe you get a pack of a dozen eggs. I mean, you know what I mean? This is craziness right now, right? So $23 at the grocery store gets you almost nothing these days anymore, right? Maybe a loaf of bread, maybe a gallon of milk, maybe a box or two of cereal, and you've tapped out the 23. You know what I mean? It doesn't get you really anything anymore, right? But that is the minimum benefit. So there is still that floor in there, the $23. But the fear out there right now, and the major problem that many of these reports are suggesting, is that this is going to drop a lot of people down from, say, the maximum of $281 as a household of one or $516 as a household of two. It's going to drop these people down to, in some instances, the minimum benefits, right? Not a good situation. So I'm just bringing you the information that I'm finding out there, okay? Maybe we have a little bit of time here. And again, I want to make this very clear. I am not promising anything. I have no clue what they're going to do on this. But maybe Congress will come to their senses here within the next month, a little bit over a month here between now and when these benefits actually do end. And maybe they come to their senses and say, this is not a good situation. We're putting food insecurity into the position of a lot of people right now. We're really putting food insecurity onto a lot of people right now, and maybe they come forward with their own conscience and do something about this, but I want to make this very clear. I don't know if that's going to actually happen or not. And realistically, based on what Congress has done for us over the last year and a half, I'm not very confident in them, okay? I'm just being real with you right now, okay? I do not want to lead anybody on. I'm not going to say that this is a for sure thing. I'm just saying if Congress would actually look at these real reports right now and to see what is really going on, and with the dropping of this extra allotment because of the, this emergency allotment that's been in place for many years now, with this ending here, if they actually looked at the real statistics, at least what I'm finding, this is putting a lot of people into a really precarious situation. So I'm just saying, okay, maybe there's a little bit of hope out there that maybe Congress will come forward and do something about this. But at the end of the day, I just want to be real with you. I'm not very confident with them right now, okay? I'm just saying, okay? I just want to make it all very clear so we're all on the same page. But this is what's going on. We'll get one more month. We will get February. But March, it's all over for everybody when it comes down to the emergency allotment on SNAP benefits, okay? So we have, as of right now, about 6 weeks or so, as of right now, until this is all over. So, let's cross our fingers that something will be done about this. Maybe they'll reinstate it or something like this, or, something else will come up. I'm not really sure. I'm just simply telling you, this is what's happening as of right now. So, anyway, I feel bad that I have to be the person that brings this information to you, but I've had a number of people reaching out. In fact, I've even received a few emails saying, can you look into this here? I'm scared about this. I'm worried. Are my benefits really going to be ending? Well, it all comes down to a couple different factors. Number one, is your state going to be on the list for February? If not, well, then I guess it's ending a month early for your state, right? But if your state is on the list, then that's great. That's really nice. But then again, once March rolls around, that's it for everybody, according to my understanding of this, okay? So anyway, I hope this one helps you out to better understand what's going on with this. Even though the public health emergency declaration is in place, yes, that's in place until mid-April. However, that's a whole different story right there, right? So it's kind of a couple different things. The public health emergency declaration, yes, is in place, but if they don't have the extra funding or the extra privileges for these states to send out the EA or the emergency allotment, then that's it. There's not a whole lot we can do about it, right? So it's kind of a couple different moving parts here, all encompassed within the Public Health Emergency Declaration. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, please leave your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. If I need to come back and make another dedicated video about this, I can certainly do that. Otherwise, I do my best to read as many questions and comments as I can. I do my best to respond as many as possible. But if you need me to elaborate on this further, of course, I will do that as much as I can. So this is my understanding of it. As I've done a bunch of research on this, this is what I found. So let me know what else I can do for you. Right now, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. I said before, that's my dedication. That's my commitment. As always, please make sure to share this video with your friends, family, social media as well, especially anybody who is low income or fixed income who may be receiving SNAP benefits. We want to make sure that everybody's aware of this information, as the worst thing that could possibly happen is not being aware of this and all of a sudden just being like, uh-oh, what happened to my benefit? It all disappeared, right? So yeah, let's help inform some people about this. Not a pretty situation. I wish they would do something about this, but this is what they're doing right now. Anyway, I'll keep you posted. Please subscribe down below, share the video, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day, and I'll catch you again later in the next